Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. My name is Christopher Hunter, and I would like to bring to you a new animation idea, Misperception. Animation these days always typically have an adult theme played with kiddie tones in it, laughter and humor. But Misperception would be an animation that's a little bit more serious about those adult themes. Still not too adult, however, it does cover some adult themes. There are two main characters within this animation. We have the playful Arjana. Now, he has a tragic backstory where he was orphaned as a young child, but he was raised by monks, taught in an ancient acrobatic martial arts. He became an adventurer. He did not like the old traditions of the monks who raised him, so he took his chance and left out, became an adventurer, and lived off the proceeds of selling, or I should say, acquiring and selling artifacts. The second character would be the more cautious Bolade. Now, she too has a tragic backstory in which she was orphaned as a child, but at a much later age. She was raised with the town guard, so she learned her martial arts from them. However, one day when she was out adventuring, some raiders came in and killed her parents. She was instilled with uh, kindness and love and sanctity and being able to honor the past and past traditions taught to her by her grandfather. Um, she also became an adventurer. So the tale begins with Arjana and Balade, both in their own way, seeking a new adventurer. Um, at the time of the story, Arjana is 23 years old, and Balade, she is 27. And Balade, she's praying, seeking for guidance as to where she would get her next meal because she's checking her finances. Arjana, on the other hand, he is out playfully just going into a tavern just to get a meal. However, he overhears of an ancient artifact that allows one to see the true nature of things. So they venture off, Bolade on her way to an ancient temple and Arjana on his way to an ancient temple. Bolade cautiously traverses across terrain where she almost encounters near death several times. Or Arjana on a different path to the same location, he is playing around and using acrobatics, and he's using his gymnastic potential. Soon they engage one another at the temple's zenith. Now, they actually live in two different planes of existence. So when they see one another, they see monsters. So this is where the fantasy comes in. They mythical creatures of giant monstrosities they see of one another. So they begin to engage in combat. Arjana, he's more playful and haphazardly. He's trying to use his flashy moves. And Balade, she's more calculating and she goes to pretty much take him out. But as she pins him down, she sees him as what he truly is under the light of the artifact, which allows her to see the true nature of things. And as she hesitates, the ground in which they're on cracks and they fall into the cavern, or I should say the catacombs of the temple. And as they traverse and begin to move around in the catacombs once they come to, Balade is a little bit cautious, so she doesn't take to him. Things of her past has made her more cautious of people. Where Arjana, he's just trying to help. He's playful. He's trying to show off what he can do. But Baladi is not trying to hear it. It's not until Arjana actually sacrifices himself and allows himself to get injured to be able to protect her that she begins to warm up to him. And this allows her to see him in a new light. And then as they traverse through the catacombs and treacherous territory, they have to rely on one another. And they begin to have feelings for one another. And as they venture out, they have a newfound love towards one another and they go off and live happily ever after. This is a tale that tells about the weaknesses of men and women, showing women not weak, but more in a place of strong self-reliance, and men in their arrogance, playful and have to be self-sacrificing to win the trust of another. And so this would bringing together with the martial arts and the mysticism and the just pure adventure of the tale will gather the hearts of boys and girls, and even some adults, those who partake of anime such as the shonen anime, such as the Dragon Ball Z or the Bleach or the One Piece. Also taking into the the uniqueness and the independence of the Mulan or the I think it's Elsa from Frozen, and it would capture the hearts and minds of the youth. That's why I think that this particular animation would capture the hearts and minds. And I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this tale.